2 days ago for Tyson
Yeah,
Fury and Oleksandr Usyk, their rematch. Must be the
yeah.
first time you've been up close and personal with Tyson in a while. What did you make of him? How do you think he looked?
I think, well, he looks good. I mean, he flew off to camp yesterday, and he's gone to sunnier climes for preparation for the fight. And he's mentally he's in really good shape. You know, he's really up for this. He really wants this fight.
Now, Tyson, of course, revealed at the press conference that he experienced a family tragedy just 2 days before the first Usyk fight. He insisted he wasn't using it as an excuse or anything like that, but he did publicly share the sad news of the miscarriage that his wife, Paris, had suffered merely days before the fight. First of all, did you know about it before the fight, or were you hearing about it for the first time when we did?
Well, I knew there was a problem at the time because she's always there for all of his fights. She's always ringside, and she wasn't there. And I didn't sort of really get into it with him because, fighters on fight week, certainly a couple of days before a fight, they're normally, you know, you don't want to, well, you just don't want to upset, you don't want to be upset by anything. And obviously I was unaware what the problem was. And obviously it was a tragedy and a terrible situation. But as he said, he's not looking for an excuse. I think he's just saying, what it was. Well, I don't know it even came out because he was sitting in, we done our interviews, and then he was sitting down with a couple of journos and said what was what.
Do you think if you'd known the specifics of what was wrong at the time, you'd have pulled him out or asked him about it?
Oh, obviously I'd have asked him about it, and at the end of the day, it'd have been his choice. It would have been his choice, and he made his choice anyway. He did what he had to do. As I say, it was the background to that is quite it's quite sad, but that's not to take anything away from Usyk and Alexander in his performance, or Tyson's. I mean, you know it was an unbelievable fight, wasn't it? It was a cracking fight. It was just a really, really keenly fought, closely fought um, unification for all the belts. It was the first time in the 21st century we'd seen that happen, and it lived up to everything. And you got to think Tyson done extremely well considering what was going on in the background. The awful things that were happening.
When you heard what he had to say at the press conference, did you wish he had have told you back then?
Oh yeah, I would like to have known, to be quite honest. But look, that's family, it's personal, and and that's between him and his wife, and that's and I don't want to intrude on that. That's for them, and they dealt with a, they have their ways of dealing with things and deal with it how they're very close, and they got a great relationship. They got 7 kids, and so they dealt with it as a family, and that's it. And it's not, I couldn't have added anything. All I could have been is somebody who probably expressed some sympathy and so forth. But what could I do? There's nothing I could do about what happened.
We obviously all extend our sympathies to Fury and Paris and the family. Now we know what went on. Um, just want to ask you, Tyson made quite a big thing at the press conference about his success in rematches. Every rematch he's had, he's stopped the opponent. How much can you read into that as a general kind of rule going into the Usyk rematch?
Well, that's what's happened. I mean, that's a fact. He's not making it up. That's a fact. I mean, you look at that first fight he had with Deontay, which was given a draw, again, a debatable thing, but weren't for me. I think everybody thought he won, except for probably, you know, uh, whoever that judge was, that terrible judging. But look, the thing about Tyson, he's a great student of boxing. He knows his boxing. He's not a one trick pony. He's not like he relies on a big punch. Punch, he can box. He's got a lot of things going for him. And more importantly, he reads fighters well, and sharing a ring. Both of those guys are both unbelievable fighters, sharing a ring with each other. They're obviously going to look at it and think, you know, I know what his weakness is. I'm going to exploit it better next time, or I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. It's who can put it into practice. And what Tyson has done in the past is to go out there and show what he's made of. And certainly in the second fight he had with Deontay, I mean, he schooled him and knocked him out. And the second fight he had with Derek Chisora, it was one-way traffic. So he's done that on occasions, and you know, he knows what he's got to do. He knows better than I. I mean, the only thing, if you had anything that you was going to say about the fight, what could go wrong is if he can't do it. He knows what he's got to do, but can he do it? And I think he can do it.
And a lot was made at the time on the first fight about the corner and the atmosphere there. Spencer Brown came out a few weeks after and said there will be no changes in terms of the personnel going into the rematch. But we haven't seen Tyson's dad, Big John Fury, publicly since the fight. He's made no real comment about it either. Should we read much into that?
I won't read anything into anything. I mean, look, Tyson's a, what's he now? 35 years of age. He's not an idiot. He knows what needs to be done, and not just he knows. John knows. The corner know, and they'll do the right thing. And and you learn from fights. John's his dad. And I see Shane Shane said a couple of things. I see a couple of interviews with his brother Shane, who's a very, Shane, very smart. And he said some things, and they're quite true. His dad was in the corner, certainly in that ninth round. What, as a parent, as a face your boy in there, of course you're going to be concerned. And, but that Tyson knows that he's got to change a couple of things that he did in the first fight. Just tinker with them, nothing really specific. He knows he's got to do that. And the corner know that next time what they're going to do. And I'm confident about them because, that fight was a split decision. No matter which way you want to look at it. And one judge gave it to Tyson, two judges gave it to Alexandrov, and one of the judges that give it to him. If that ninth round hadn't happened, Tyson would have won the fight on that judge's scorecard. But it did happen. And, we're not going to change any of that. So, the truth of the matter is that that's gone, done, finished with, move forward now, and there'll be some tweaking, and it'll go from there. Tyson's knows what he's got to do. He knows better than you, better than anybody. You know why he knows better? Because he's the guy who's taken the punches. And he's an intelligent boxer.
Was there ever any talk of the rematch being delayed and Tyson instead fighting Anthony Joshua?
No.
That was never a consideration.
Tyson wouldn't have done that. He wanted the rematch.
And Eddie Hearn was saying, I think it was yesterday, he's thinking about whether to put Anthony Joshua in with the rematch with Daniel Dubois. And he said, well, if we do that and then Fury wins in December, we could be risking the biggest fight of all time, Joshua and Fury. What do you make of that?
Well, Eddie's got his opinion, and what he's got to do, he's speaking on behalf of his man. Daniel Dubois, by the way, he's not going to be sitting around waiting for AJ. That ain't going to happen. He is the world champion, and he won it in absolute style. That the rematch is there if he wants it. But like all things, there comes a time where if it's not done quickly, then we move on to the next thing.
And with that in mind, if you were advising Joshua, obviously he's Eddie's fighter, but if you had Joshua, what would you be advising him to do next?
Credibility-wise, to do the rematch.
But it was a very kind of conclusive defeat. Would you think that an immediate rematch he could? I mean, obviously you've got Dubois, so you have to put that out of your mind for this question, but would you in Joshua's camp think he could put it right?
I don't think he can put it right. I don't think he can put it right if he does the rematch tomorrow, next year, or the year after. He's got his number.
So if he goes into a rematch with Dubois and loses in a similar fashion as the first time, is that a Joshua Fury fight completely off the table, do you think?
Well, it depends how, if he loses like that. I mean, look, both those fighters, both of them, both Daniel and Anthony, both went into that fight coming off of good wins and good form lines. And what happened. he re-established that form line. I don't know. I mean, it was a pretty conclusive defeat, but he suffered from. Um, and and he shouldn't. I'm not being rude and I'm being patronising. And he's got nothing to be. He hasn't got to prove anything to anybody. He did. He went in there and he certainly tried to come out. He said, didn't he, in that fifth round? I think it was at the start. He came out and said, was it going to roll the dice or shit or bust, whatever it is? So that's what he came out and did, and caught him with a couple of good shots. Caught him a brilliant, big shot before he got caught with the counter.